The fun in having an RC car usually hangs on how fast it can go. Everybody always wants their cars to be the fastest in the hood. A common misconception is that you need to get an expensive RC to get that impressive top speed. But it's not true. You can actually give the old beginner RC cars you started with an upgrade to make them go faster. In this video, we will be taking you through different steps that will help you make your RC car faster. The gears. The very first go-to when you want to work on the speed of your RC car is the gears. There are two gears in the RC car that affect both the maximum speed and acceleration of the car. The first is the pinion gear, while the second is the spur gear. The pinion gear. The pinion gear is the gear that you will find directly attached to the motor. It is usually held by a set of screws that can be taken off easily with a hex driver. So, how does the pinion gear affect the speed and acceleration of the RC car? The system is simple. If you get a pinion gear with more teeth, the top speed will increase. However, this will affect acceleration negatively. With the pinion gear, more teeth mean higher top speed, but it will take longer to get there. Now, when changing the pinion gear, make sure that you don't go too far from the original teeth count of the old gear. As the number of teeth on the pinion gear increases, so does the temperature of the RC car. Having a temperature that is too high can cause damage to the RC in different ways. So, go slow on the teeth count. You could start with about 2 or 3 teeth more and then monitor the temperature of the RC car before going any further. In summary, the pinion size you go for depends on what you want for your car. If you are looking for higher top speed, then go for more teeth. If your intention is faster acceleration, then go for less. The spur gear. The spur gear is the plastic gear that is turned by the pinion gear. Like the pinion gear, it also affects the top speed and acceleration, but in an alternate manner. However, the change might not be as obvious as when you change the pinion gear. With the spur gear, a larger size results in a slower top speed and higher acceleration. While a smaller spur gear will give you more top speed but slower acceleration. This is why it is important that you change both gears to get maximum performance. Most RC cars come with instructions in the manuals about the temperature, pinion gear, and spur gear range. So, make sure you check these before you change any of the gears. Gear mesh. Another thing to look out for is the gear mesh. This is the space between the pinion and spur gear. After making the adjustments, check that the mesh is not too spaced or too tight. Having a gear mesh that is too tight can go wrong in a lot of ways. It could cause too much friction that will lead to equipment wear. It could also lead to increased temperature and electronic malfunction. On the other hand, when the gear mesh is too spaced out, this will cause both gears to strip and wear. Brushless motors. Another advanced option is to change the motor of the car. Most beginner RC cars are designed with brushed motors, and changing them to brushless motors could make a world of differences. Brushless motors make fewer turns than the regularly brushed motors. This makes them more efficient in hitting high top speeds. If you are getting a brushless motor, be sure to check for the motor velocity constant. This tells how powerful the motor is. Higher numbers mean more power. Changing the motor. Now, let us run you through the steps that will help you successfully change out your brushed motor for a brushless one. Step 1. Removing the car body. The regular RC car has the plate under the car held to the car body with a few screws. So, loosen these screws and take off the plate. This should give you a view and access to the mechanical compartments of the RC car. For some more high-end designs, the manufacturers have the RC cars designed with open undersides. If yours is of this nature, then all you need do is to take out the gear cover hiding the motor compartment. Note that you need to keep every screw removed from this area safe. You could keep them on a dish, tray, or small bags. Step 2. Finding the motor. Now that you are in, you need to find the motor. For most RC cars, the motor is a cylindrical part having different colored wires connected to it. These wires connect the motor to the electronic speed control (ESC) unit. Before you start taking the parts apart, take a good look at the arrangement of all the units so that you remember what goes where. If possible, use your smartphone to take a picture of the area. Note: if you open the inner area of the car and find two motors, you need to abandon ship. This kind of RC car has one motor in front, for the front wheels, and one behind as the main power source. The motors in this design cannot be modified or replaced, and trying might damage the RC car. Step 3: disconnecting the motor. Hold the connectors between the colored wires and the motor and gently pull them out. Now, you can remove the motor unit. You might want to keep that old motor for future purposes. Since it isn't damaged, it can still be installed in another car, or in yours if the new one gets damaged. Step 4: placing the new motor. Be sure that you are placing the new motor in the right position, as the slightest alteration could affect the performance. You also need to make sure that all the wires and connectors are in their proper positions. You can refer to the picture you took in the last step, if you did. For the power wires and connectors, they are usually color-coded. First, check the colors on the ports and match them with the connectors. Slide the connectors into the ports until you hear it click. The car battery. The battery of your RC car plays a very big role when it comes to the top speed of your car. You never really know how fast your RC car can go until you upgrade the battery. Good upgrade options for your old battery include nickel metal hydride batteries (NiMH) and lithium polymer batteries. You can add a whopping 15 to 20 miles per hour to your top speed by just giving your car that extra voltage capacity. RC car batteries come in different sizes, so measure the size of the battery compartment before buying a new battery. You also need to check that the motor of the car can handle all that power you are about to pump it with. Using a battery that is too powerful for the RC car could cause damage to the motor. When getting a new battery, don't crank it up too high. You can go 1 or 2 cells higher at the first try. Then continuously increase it gradually till the motor reaches its limit. If after use, you notice that your car is abnormally hot, then you know that the battery is charging the motor with too much power. You would need to clamp down on the battery size to keep your car safe. Like with the motor, remove the connectors holding the old battery and place the new one in position. Remember that everything must be exactly how they were at the beginning, so take note of all that. After the new battery is in place, recheck for any loose connection or fit before you start using it. Don't forget to charge the battery as regularly as possible. Bushings for bearings. The standard consumer-grade RC car is designed with brass bushings. These bushings turn the wheel on the axle of the car. The design of these bushings isn't compatible with high output performance. This basically slows the RC car down. To get better performance, you need to replace the brass bushings with high-quality ball bearings. Ball bearings with more fluidity. This deals with drag and strain on the car engine. To replace the bushings, first, unscrew the bolts on the wheels and remove the wheels. Don't forget to keep the bolts safe. Now, remove the washers at the end of the axle and use a screwdriver to remove the covering of the drive shaft. With that out of the way, take out the bushings and replace them with ball bearings. Reassemble the axles and wheels and give it a test. The wheels. Since we are in the area of the wheels, it is worth mentioning that the wheels of your RC car also play a pretty big role in speed. You should consider changing them out for new ones. When it comes to the speed that wheels offer, it is in relation to the kind of road you will be racing on. Having the wrong tires for a surface will surely make the RC car go slower. If you are driving on hard roads, or paved roads, or tarmacs, then, you should be going for slick treads and softer tires. If the surface is slippery or muddy, you will need full spikes. This will give you better traction and control. Finally, if it's a carpet or a turf you are driving on, then you should use mini pins. If your surface changes constantly, you would need something that is somewhat of an all-rounder. Mini spikes should do the job for you. They are more of a balance between speed and grip. Car weight. This is the final tip we have for you to make your RC car go faster. It might seem like little, but having excess weight on your car can affect its performance a lot. You should reduce the weight of your car to make your RC car faster. Options for reducing excess weight would be changing the frame of the RC car. You could try materials like aluminum or graphite. Since they are lighter, they reduce the weight on the wheels. This, in turn, lets them move freely and faster. If it's something you are good at, you could also try cutting out some unnecessary plastic parts of the car. These are usually found mostly around the chassis of the car. In some cars, the battery sockets and speed control areas are designed with a lot of bulk. It will also do some good to cut down on that a bit. One thing to note is that when the car gets lighter, the traction also reduces. Be sure to watch out for that. Not all the tips in this video will work for every RC car. You might need to find the one that is best for your RC car and what you use it for. Feel free to try different combinations of different options. Also, getting some of the car-specific modification items could cost a lot. So, you should make your upgrade a journey with different levels. You get to find out what works as you go on, so take it one step at a time till you finally get the best result. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details. Visit our site zimcartoys.com for more car toys tips like this.